Our dance teacher, we used to annoy him, like say, can we practice every lunchtime? For no apparent reason, we just wanted to practice and not. And then she was like, oh, there's this competition with XLP. And apparently our school was in it 2 years ago as well, or something like that, so we tried it. And then I think a group of people from XLP came to our school and then watched us and then got through and then, but then for the showcase, we didn't do that well. But yeah, that's all I can remember from the first time we went. And the first time we went, there was only us auditioning, but then I think the second time there was a lot more people that found out about it, and then there was more people from our school that auditioned and got through that, and there was some...
Like, we started rehearsing like all the time.
Yeah.
Like, every lunchtime and after school, we'll just be in the dance studio. We'll still be doing this as well.
We were last.
It was nervous.
Yeah.
Because it was our first biggest performance that we've done, so quite like to step up from what we did before.
And they put us off as well.
Yeah.
Having to watch everyone else. Especially when we saw Kane, we got scared. Because the way it was, yeah. And then obviously when we performed, I think we were kind of annoyed as well because we flopped. There was parts that we flopped.
Yeah.
So we were annoyed, we were like, oh man, I'm not going through. Actually.
I think it was 3 months after we decided that, oh yeah, we can get through from XLP, so why don't we try another competition?
Okay.
So we tried to step live.
Yeah.
And this was before the XLP showcase finals, but like there was the competition and then I think our school entered that as well, and then yeah, we did it. We didn't win it, but then they put us through to a gifted and talented section, and then that all led us to performing Sadler's Wells, and Sadler's Wells, that was...
Is that for breaking convention?
No, it wasn't breaking, it was step live, it was just...
Oh, okay, sure, yeah.
And that was
mad.
Yeah.
It was mad. I remember that day they asked us to get there for like, I think it was like 1.
Yeah.
And the show started at 7 or something. So
that was a long day. And they would constantly expect us to be rehearsing. Like if you saw us eating or anything, they were like, make sure you're rehearsing, make sure you're rehearsing. So,
yeah.
Like the toughest people we've seen. So.
And they had to that curtain call that we had to do as well.
There was this very it's not our style. It was very jazzy. They asked us to do a curtain call with everyone else.
It was bad. It was bad. But then I don't think anyone realized. Everyone noticed it was us because at the end we were like really at the back.
We had our mask.
We had our mask. So we weren't even that worried. But yeah, but this is like 2 weeks after XLP final.
Oh yeah, the performance, the actual Sadler's Wells.
Sadler's Wells, yeah, 2 weeks.
Like I have nothing to say. We're not a full-time crew or anything. We don't dedicate all our time to dancing. So like to get that much support is something that we really appreciate.
Yeah. And because we told them from ages ago.
Yeah.
Actually, they've been there from like Woody and
Greenwich.
Yeah, even when we used to perform in parks, they were
Yeah.
They were always there to support us. So they've been there for ages.
And the fact that we're not a big crew or anything, and we're getting these big opportunities, it just comes to show that when you have a supporting network, like that's always behind you. You can receive opportunities just with that network and that support. And like, yeah, we're really thankful to them, especially. Like,
And they should come to the final as well.
Yeah, they should come to the final.
So what did it feel like? Were you expecting to win the showcase final?
No. Cause like there was so many like talented people in there. Like we thought like obviously we had our pride, but there was people that we thought, wow, we actually stood up and were clapping. So many people that came. There was this beatboxer, comedian that came. Wow.
Hilarious.
Yeah, we don't know how we won that. Really happy.
Even Mike, when Mike was playing piano.
Oh yeah. Made that band so
That was my heart.
That's actually an interesting point you raised about Mike. As I understand it, at the time, your two schools had beef.
Yeah.
Because he's Crown Woods and you guys are back in Studios. How did that work?
I don't know. Like we didn't even know he came from Crownwood, so we already like yeah. And he's like, what school do you come from? I'm like, he's Blue. He's like, what? And then he was like, Crownwoods, and I think we just had beef like the day before, and then we just, but it was alright because he didn't mind. He's a good guy and everything, so we have a problem with that, to be honest.
So you win, you get bum rushed on stage. How do you feel about it?
Oh, that was
so much.
I didn't
It was
expect
fun.
it. Like I was just standing there, then all of a sudden, boom. There
I remember the first person was Alex as well.
Yeah.
Alex.
It
She
was
just
like,
kept
yeah,
running.
And then your mum came. I was struggling.
So what happened afterwards? So now, sort of, what have you been doing in the year since? Because I know that we hooked you up with the guys from Abyss. I don't know if you haven't got a chance to do any more stuff.
Yeah, that was like I think it was 3 weeks after we decided to go with I think the guys called Dizzle. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were supposed to practice somewhere, but then he was like, "Why don't you come over to where the whole group practices?" And I think we went there, and then they were really kind to us, and then we were like, "Why don't you sort of learn one of our routines?" And we were like, "This is Abyss, we're not gonna learn their routines." But the way they learn is like, in 5 minutes they'll learn a 1 minute routine. We were like,
yeah, that's not how we will take it like step by step.
they're really quick at learning routines, and
Yeah.
it just comes to show that we had the experience of finding out how really like crews that are making it can actually, or how they work, like they really work hard, so it's not easy to be a full-time group dancer.
Yeah.
And we feel like we have, because we're A-level students, we're not having that much time with them, so probably this summer we'll try and get
So what other stuff have you guys been up to this year? Because I know you've been involved in quite a lot of stuff on your own. I keep getting calls from Larvin about stuff that you've been in.
I've been in quite a few performances. My next one is at, I think, World of Dance or something like that. No, something to do with something dance. I think it was like World or something. I can't really remember, but that's like a big thing at the band. So yeah, I want to see how that goes, and that's like in a couple weeks.
Cool.
I've been doing a few teaching lessons, ambassador like courses with them, so I've had to like plan a project, and the last project I did was we got like a photographer to like take pictures of a group of us like while we're dancing, and like I had to teach like the class and like develop on the skills of dancing, and then another group would do contemporary and Bollywood, and then at the end we would all take pictures. That's basically how it went. And I didn't teach Bollywood, so
What other stuff have you guys done together? Because I know that you've been involved in something happened at Royal Albert Hall.
Oh yeah. That was
the biggest performance.
I think it was November the 13th.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
I remember that. Sorry.
We got asked. It was something to do with dance proms. I think it was like the first ever dance proms, and they asked us. Actually, it was from Step Live. They invited us, and they were like, "We really like it for you to perform." And they made us get there for like 9. It was early in the morning.
That was worse than
It was worse than it was. And the worst thing because I went to bed late, and I woke up and I had to wake up really early, so I was really tired. So then we were there, and the stage was just humongous. Like there would be like a big stage, and in front of it there's another stage, and just like seats
everywhere. Like literally, you look forward, and then the people at the side, and people right here as well. Like you don't know how they're gonna see your dance, but there's a big screen, like a cinema screen behind you.
Man. And the lights and everything was just
and they actually treated us like professional dancers. They were like, "Oh, what kind of lighting do you want?" And we've never been asked such detail. They're like, "What time do you want this light to be there?" And the spotlight moved with
So, how have you been doing about taking up the opportunities that you has? Well, I mean, it's this way. Has XL being involved in XLP kind of helped you learn how to better take up some of these opportunities?
Yeah, definitely. Because I think the first time we didn't get through to the XLP finals, we still had that confidence that we can try again in other competitions. But then we ended up trying again in XLP, and that worked then. But when it came to Step Live and that, before we wouldn't have that confidence to say, we could actually try and go to stages like Sadness was on Royal Albert Hall. But then we thought, we got free to XLP. We had a lot of pride, so we were like, let's try this, and it worked. And XLP, we have to thank XLP for that. Especially, I think today, what's the name? YBI, yeah, they came to watch us literally like 10 minutes ago. That's why we're sweating.
We're sweating.
Sharp. And then they came and they watched us, and I think the performance in Porchester Hall, and I've heard about it. I've heard that Amy Winehouse performed there before as well. yeah, so it's an opportunity.
So what would be your advice to anybody else wanting to get involved in either XLP or the arts or anything like
Do it.
Yeah. Definitely.
Because it's not only the fact that you win and then you get opportunities, it's the actual experience of being part of the showcase. When you go through, you actually, I don't know why, like, even though we perform in Royal but Hall and Seven as well, they've had their different, it's been a different experience, but XLP, you get that rush. Every time when you go to the fight, when you're in the finals, yeah, and they're calling out the names of the winners, you don't get that rush anywhere else. So you just, and then you get brushed by your friends. You don't get that. And that was, yeah, XLP have to do it, and you have to be thankful for your support, and then, yeah, be grateful for your opportunities.
You weren't great.
Yeah, it worked.
Is there, for each of you, is there any one thing that you've learned over the last sort of 2 years that you didn't kind of know before that you now see as kind of important?
Should we come back to you?
Yeah.
I would say time management is really important, because if you have a certain date for a performance, you have to make sure that you're doing something like every week and in approach to that date. Otherwise, it will fall apart. I remember for us before the XLP finals, like every day we will be in the dance studio, even if it was at lunchtime or after school. After we had our exams, we'll always be in the dance studio just banging it out, and it turns out it paid out as well.
Yeah, I think I've learned that when you go to competition, it's not only you're not by yourself. You've got even the other competitors. You can make friends with, socialize with. They're good people as well. They're your friends as well. So it's not, when it's a competition, it's not only about yourself. It's about, yeah. For me, it's always the experience as a whole from the whole XLP showcase.
I've learned that, like, watching other people's talent, that can like inspire you to like push forward on your skills. Because like watching other people's talent, like some people have really good talent in this competition, and like watching them is like, it gives you the confidence to like try and perform like them, because like it helps like you develop your skills like in confidence wise. So yeah, like just watching them is just really inspiring. That's what I learned about XLP.
Cool. Any last thing you want to say? Thank you very much. Excellent. What was that about the time man nearly killed you?
What about the Royal Albert Hall? Oh yeah! There was this, we had this, what's it called?
It was a sound check.
Sound check, yeah, we had a sound check. But because we had to practice flips the whole day, right? And I was kind of scared because he was flipping me. So then when we started, we done our cartwheel, and I was getting myself. I was running. I was like jogging towards Krishna. And then I don't know what he did yet. I think he got angry or something, yeah. But somehow when he pushed me, it's like he gave me all his might, yeah. Like he threw me backwards, and then somehow I forgot to land. Yeah.
You landed.
So then I slipped and I banged my head. Oh. So you can imagine, like I'm trying to do 2 flips and I don't.
Oh no.
And I banged my head and I tried to get my car. It was that 30 seconds ago. I'm like, this guy's strong. He's like, I'm in it. And then I got serious. I got sit down.
Yeah, and then that lady came, the ambulance lady.
I had to bring an ambulance as well for me. I thought I got shot or something. They're bringing in an ambulance. She was best saying, if you don't want to perform, you don't have to perform. And I looked at these two and I thought I might just like try and trick them in and say I don't want to perform. See the reaction. Nah, it would have been crazy.
But yeah, that was him nearly dying.
Cool.